is Larry. I am from the Top Podcast, which is a One Piece podcast on YouTube. What's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read? It has to be, it sounds cheesy, but I love you. What's better than I love you? What's the cheesiest or sweetest line that made your heart skip a beat? Can I cook for you? As a guy, we love food, so definitely, can I cook for you?
My name is Valentino Scaramella, and I'm from New York, and this is one of my favorite animes of all time, and the love story between the two of them is one of the most beautiful love stories I've ever seen in my life. And when she goes up to him at one point, and she like bows her head and she does the heart sign, I cry every time. I don't want to admit that, but I do. I cry almost every time. And it's a beautiful anime. And I love the artwork and everything about it is just amazing. It's so beautiful, and the chemistry between the two characters, it's just so real. It's better than any movie you'll see in Hollywood. It's so beautiful. The way she looks up at him, and the way he looks down at her, and the way he realizes he was wrong for picking on her when she was deaf, and then he like realizes he was wrong, and he goes to her, and they become a couple. It's beautiful. Absolutely. I love it. It's the only anime I ever bought the box set for. I actually bought like the actual books for it as well.
How's it going? I'm Rollick. Nice to meet y'all. What's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read? I gotta say, you can't beat a simple "I love you." Because if it's said with great meaning and passion, those are the three best words you'll ever hear in your life. What's the cheesiest or sweetest line that made your heart skip a beat? That's a hard one. Off the top of my head, you know what? Just the other day, my daughter said "daddy" for the first time. My heart melted to that, so that's got to be the best one.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm Associate Video Editor at Time Out New York, a Things to Do magazine based in New York City. And today we're here at KODANSHA House opening. What's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read? I think, I just saw the Demon Slayer movie. So in the movie, they have the line, "You're my pride and joy." Probably the most beautiful line, definitely made me cry. And second question, what's the cheesiest or sweetest line that made your heart skip a beat? Well, I would say it's actually National Boyfriend's Day, and one of the first things that my boyfriend ever told me was flowers are the bare minimum, after getting me a lovely bouquet of flowers. So even though flowers can be cheesy to some, I love little romantic gestures like that. So definitely top on my list.
Hello, I'm Kasakaze. I do cosplay and cosplay edits for people or myself. What's the most heartwarming or romantic words I've ever heard or read? This is not exactly romantic because Natsu and Lucy are not confirmed canon, but it is any single time they have any interaction in which Natsu is saving Lucy, they have like, they're hugging each other. They're like, "Oh my God, thank you." I love it so much. So that's my thing. I love Natsu and Lucy. And the most cheesiest or sweetest line. This is back when I used to love Naruto and Sakura together, and she had told him that she loved him even though she was lying. I was like, as somebody who loved Naruto and Sakura together, I was like, "They're together. This is the ship. This is proof that they're together all the time." So, and they're not together, obviously, but yeah, for me.
On TikTok, the most heartwarming romantic line at the end of Houseki no Kuni, when Falsified, the main character, is at the end, it says, "I hope you can brighten someone else's day," and it was really beautiful because at the end of it, Falsified had gone through a whole transformation and everything. Houseki no Kuni is such a beautiful manga about change and overcoming oneself, and so I just was really impacted by it because despite everything, she was still some beautiful part of someone else's life in another time. And the cheesiest or sweetest line, oh my gosh, what did I say? Honestly, the cheesiest one is when somebody comes up and they just give you your phone with the contact on it. They just, no words, no nothing.
artist and illustrator. What's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read? Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's hard because I love horror. What's the cheesiest or sweetest line that's made your heart skip a beat? Oh, the cheesiest line? Oh, probably something like, "Thank you for being my wife." That's super cheesy, but it's very honest, and it definitely makes my heart skip a beat.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cherry Jim Cosplays on Instagram and TikTok.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I also go by Cologne Cosplays on Instagram and on TikTok as well. The first question is, what's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read?
Probably when Eren in Attack on Titan on the end scene, he was like, "I don't want Mikasa to love anybody else. I want her to wait for me." That really hit me close.
I would probably have to suggest Horimiya. I really love Horimiya, and the one scene where Hori is sick and is asleep in bed, and he just whispers, "I love you." Oh my god, it was just like, I'm not joking, I had to pause it and then just walk around. I had to pace.
Just walk around the house. Yeah, so the second question is, what is the cheesiest or sweetest line that just made your heart skip a beat?
Okay. This has been told to me in person, where it was a person who was interested in me, and they were just like, "If I kiss you, I'm not going to be able to stop." Like, that's a classic. And I was just like, oh, I was clutching my pearls.
I would say probably, my girlfriend has done this for all the time. She said that, like, no matter how long I have to, I'll wait for you until the end of time, because we are, like, very long distance. So just having to wait, but then having that person wait for you and just knowing that they'll be there when you're ready is just so sweet. And I can't wait for the day until we meet.
That's so cool. Like the illustration?
Hello, my name is Arlie Langomas, and right now I'm cosplaying as Han Zoe from Attack on Titan. And starting off with the first question, it's, what's the most romantic or heartwarming words you've ever heard or read? Ooh, that's a tricky one. I would say, like, when it comes to, like, different romance anime, I love, like, a fun little trope. I love, like, an office type of romance. I've actually read Worakoi, which is one of the works here on display today. It's an office romance following two characters who are nerds. They have their own, like, gaming interests, and throughout the anime, you kind of get to see their romance, like, work together, and you get to see, like, what they're like as a pairing. And then what's the cheesiest or sweetest line that made your heart skip a beat? I cannot think of one at the top of my head, but I guess something that's cheesy and sweet that makes my heart skip a beat is someone who will, like, just ask you questions about yourself and, like, just to get to know you and your different interests. Like, it's always nice if someone asks you, like, "Oh, like, what's your favorite video game?" or, like, "What's your favorite thing to read?" Hey!
Hi, my name is Bianca Kessler-Calvani, and I'm a big Kodansha fan. Some of my favorite titles from Kodansha are A Sign of Affection and Sweat and Soap. I can't quote the most romantic thing I've ever read verbatim, but I think one of the most romantic things that I've ever heard that I've been told is that consideration is one of the highest forms of love.
TikTok, on Instagram, and Cardi made this on YouTube, and I'm here at the opening. So I've been asked a couple of questions. What is the most romantic or heartwarming words that you've ever read? And for me, personally, that would probably be thank you for the love, thank you for the time, but I will never fall in love again, by Tyler, the Creator, from his album Igor. And then the second question I was asked is, what is the cheesiest or sweetest line that made your heart skip a beat? Oh my goodness, you are so beautiful. I've never seen anyone like you before in my life. And I don't know why, but that always makes me skip a beat. So it was so nice to see you all. Arigato. Have a good night.
Wow, thank you.
Hi. Arigato.